We have reported here on how DPS students accused of attempted murder can go back to class. And now state legislators are considering a similar idea that anything short of a murder charge for younger kids aged 10 to 12 should not send them to court. Politics guy Marshall Zellinger explains.
It is legislation that has Democrats voting against Democrats and a progressive on the same side as a gun rights conservative.
We are definitely from two polar opposites of the political spectrum.
With my background in social casework and Representative Armagah's background in law enforcement, it's actually the perfect match when working on this type of policy.
On the left, Democratic State Representative Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez, and on the right, Republican State Representative Ryan Armagost. Together, trying to change state law to keep 10, 11, and 12-year-olds accused of crimes out of the jails and courts and directly into treatment through what's called a collaborative management program.
Kids have to go through a traumatic experience of potentially being arrested, being detained, going through prosecution in order to access treatment. The main purpose of this bill is to make sure everyone involved has access to services in a very efficient and expedient manner.
The only exception in the bill is homicide. A 10, 11, or 12-year-old could still go through the criminal justice system if accused of murder. Otherwise, they would not be arrested or go through court and be referred to that collaborative management program for treatment.
The unfortunate part is, as well as intentioned as collaborative management programs are, they don't have the ability to actually enforce treatment and services that keep the community safe.
Jessica Dotter is from the Colorado District Attorney's Council, which advises all 22 DAs in the state, and all 22 DAs oppose this bill. She points out that unlike courts, which can mandate treatment as part of a sentence, this leaves courts out of it.
There's no way to mandate those services. There's no representative on behalf of the juvenile if they say, I didn't do this and I don't need those services, which currently the justice system provides.
Supporters of the bill say if the child or parent refuses to accept treatment, it can become an issue for county human services, but that this is an age group that needs to avoid jails and courts if possible.
There comes a point in your life where you're definitely more accountable for your actions than you are at 10, 11, and 12.
This bill made it through the House today and will start in the Senate with about 20 days to go. One area I didn't talk about were the victims of crimes. There are advocacy groups, that is, that are concerned about the impact of a victim getting the treatment they also need if a 10 to 12-year-old suspect or perpetrator avoids courts. But again, it's the courts that the supporters of this bill are trying to avoid altogether, saying that courts and jails perhaps influence the person to be worse in life than they would have been otherwise if they never got introduced into the system.
Never ended up in the system. Clearly, there's been a big push over the last couple of years for more criminal justice reform at the state legislature. We also seen a couple of efforts like the lowering of penalties for fentanyl, lowering of penalties for car theft that then legislators have returned to and said, oops, whoops, oh, that's created a mess, or at least isn't helping us get out of it.
We can't speculate right now what it's going to look like, but I've brought that question up to the people I've been interviewing. Like, is this possibly the fentanyl bill 3 years from now? Am I going to be working on a story that says, hey, you did this 3 years prior. Are you sure it's the right thing? But they've been working on this for a few years, and now they've got support from one Republican, at least in the House. We'll see what it does in the Senate, and with 20 days to go, this is where the Senate's going to start getting a little crunch for time on a bill like this that not everyone, even on the same side, is supportive of.
Yeah, got to remember that bill years ago to lower penalties for fentanyl was a bipartisan bill. You don't hear Republicans talk about it. That was a bipartisan bill back then. Marshall, thank you.